Oh, if only we had smell-o-vision. Smell-o-vision indeed. Wow. My favourite woodland for wild garlic has been fenced off. It's part of a quarry. I know motorbikes used to go through there, trail bikes, and I'm guessing at some point somebody thought, oh, if somebody falls in one of these holes because the ground was quite unstable, we're going to get sued. So the quarry company has closed it off. And I decided pretty much that I wasn't going to bother doing wild garlic this year. Oh, the aroma is phenomenal. But I saw a couple of images of this place and I thought, well, that kind of looks a bit interesting. So I thought I'd take a scoot up. Apart from one particular composition, I've not really seen anything online, so didn't know what I was going to find. But as I've walked in, the first thing that's caught me is this. We have a bit of a path leading through the garlic, which I cannot tell you how heavenly the scent is. I really do wish we had those rub and scratch and sniff patches on videos. The path goes in, splits off into a V. We have a beautiful old, I'm going to say it's a beech tree, on the left hand side, and then a slightly younger, I think, beech tree on the right hand side, and a few trees behind it. The sun's coming in over there, we're just past sunrise, and you might just be able to see it's starting to catch on the trunks. The light is changing very gradually. It's a blue sky day, so I didn't expect to get anything sparkling here. I've got the 1755 on. I am shooting at f6.5, simply because I feel like it. Oops. I'm trying to cut out as much of the sky as I can. I have got the polarizer on. It's not doing a huge amount, apart from extending my exposure time. I'm at 1/16 of a second, and I've got one tree there, one tree there. ISO 100, 2-second timer, and you can just see that the light is beginning to catch. I could go up to f8 to try and make sure that everything is sharp. Everything's certainly focused. So yes, I'm quite pleased for a first image. It's literally walk in, go, oh my god, and see what happens, see what we can get. I think from the little bit that I've seen, as I say online, I think this is more possibly a sunset location. But I don't care. I'm just going to have a wander and see what we can find. As I'm in a different wood that I've not been to before, excuse me, that's irritating, I thought to try something different, out of my norm. So I'm having a go at shooting into the sun. And I'm at f22. Although you can't clearly see the sun, there is a burst of light coming through. And I did a shot, about 10 seconds ago. Well, for the first time ever, I managed to get a starburst. f22, 4 seconds. And we have a couple of trees on the left, one that's got a split branch or a split trunk. Then we've got two further ones, and we've got a slight wiggle where the path goes. I don't know if the paths have been made by humans or if they've been made by animals, but there's little tracks everywhere. And yeah, I mean, you know what I'm like with shooting into the sun. I just don't do it. But actually, I'm not too disheartened with that. I'm just trying to make sure everything's in bloody focus. Should be at f22, shouldn't it? Yeah. I've taken the polariser off, it's not doing the sweet sod all. Because this woodland is unknown to me, and there's not a huge amount of images of it on the web, I'm just mooching. The photographer whose images I have seen from here has been keeping the location relatively quiet. Anybody who knows the area will probably know this place. So I'm not going to give the game away. I'm going to respect his desire to keep this place to himself. It's taken me about 4 weeks to figure out where it was. But I'm glad I did, because it's worth it just for the smell. God. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Now I'm torn. I don't know whether to walk down that way or walk up that way. I think if I walk that way, we're going to get more light coming in, because there's quite a thick canopy of trees. So it's going to take a while for the light to penetrate. It's just starting to come through. I can see the light coming up on the leaves of a tree up there. Yeah, I'm quite pleased to come. Oh, I'm like a kid in a candy store. I don't know which way to go first. It's crazy. Yes, I'm walking around the edge, and I just noticed this little track coming down, and we've got a beautiful beech tree. You know, the trunk is kind of splitting into 3 at the top. The branches are arching over, and they're a gorgeous vibrant green. And the path's got a little bit of a curve in it. And what I'm finding is there's an awful lot of handheld, how does it work, what's better, landscape, portrait. But I found that by doing a portrait orientation, I can isolate that tree and get some of the gorgeous greenery in, whilst showing the curve of the path. And dependent on, I can have either the path central or the tree central. I can't have both. But yeah, there's an awful lot of handheld work to set up the composition to see what works best, rather than just plonk it down on the tripod and then fiddle around. And I thought I would quite like a very low composition. If I go too low, I completely lose the curve of the path. That just doesn't work. Oh, excuse me. And I'm going to try just to up the position of the camera slightly. Oh, that's that. I do quite like this tripod for its ease. Don't want to be too high. I'm trying not to trample too much of the wild garlic when I'm setting up. If I come up here, yeah, I'm getting that's actually all in focus, and I'm down at f14. A third of a second. I'm taking care not to get any of the sky in, using my built-in level. And 1/2 a second at f14. Yeah, the foreground is quite dark, but the leaves on the tree are showing up quite nicely. So yeah, the case is just having a fiddle and a play. There's definitely kid in a candy store time there. And I know that the soft light isn't going to last all day. It's taking a while to come through the canopy, so I'm just going to keep moseying on round. This place just keeps on giving. The light at the top is getting a little bit harsh. We've got, yeah, zero cloud cover. So I saw this huge swathe. I thought, oh, so I've wandered all the way back and I've wandered all the way around. I've done a big circular walk and now I'm down at the bottom. And oh, my head is gone. So we've got light just starting to come in at the top, which is illuminating the vibrant green of the beech leaves. To the point it almost looks misty. This place with a bit of mist. Oh my God. There's also bluebells here. Not masses of them, but there's little patches. You won't see it off to your right. There's a swathe, but they're not pretty. They've got lots of tut around them. Sorry, where was I at? Yes. So I've been having a mooch around here. There's lots of little winding paths. And there's a path going off to the left, and there's one going off to the right, and there's one going up the hill. There's the odd little tree stump. And I've finally settled on a composition that I think works. I might just pull that back a little bit. I'm trying not to get any of this pathway in, because it's not particularly pretty. I've got a bit of a track coming up from the right, a bit of a track coming up from the left, and then it leads off into the distance. It forks off to the left and it goes straight up as well. Oh, and I'm high as a kite on this smell. The aroma is obscenely good. Probably going to stink. And actually that doesn't work, pulling it back. Going forwards works better. It really is just a case of playing and seeing what works and what doesn't. This is definitely a location I'm going to return to next year. Having had a good mosey on round, I've got some more ideas for next year. I'm trying desperately hard to find a place that I can do a landscape shot, because these are all portrait images. I'm at f10, 1/25 of a second. Excuse me, this is concentrating. I'm still at ISO 100. The birds are still going. Yeah, not my usual type of shot. And I have figured out why I struggle with bluebells. I've looked back and I don't seem to be able to see the wider shots with the beech leaf branches hanging down. I tend to go for the closer up, more intimate shots with a shaft of light coming in. I've got to educate myself, to teach myself to see the wider scene and see a little bit of sanity in amongst all the chaos. Maybe that's a task for next year. But this is just fabulous. And I can't believe I'm the only photographer here. I think this is probably the peak. It may be a week late. Some of the heads are just starting to show bits of brown. The majority of them are still perfect. But wow, I am so glad I made the trip up here this morning. Right, now I don't think I'm going to talk to you anymore, because I'm sure you're bored with me rattling away by now. And I shall put up some more images after I finish faffing around. Have a good couple of weeks. Hope you enjoy the images, and I will catch you very soon. Toodaloo.